we're still reveling in the memories of our shakedown cruise. The strange bird island, tiny granite isles, and the giant coco de mer. Alas, like everything in life, there's a time for play and a time for work. The idea of yin and yang is that everything has a light side and a dark side. There's play, and then there's work. Ease and challenge. Sweet and sour. For a boat, this is taken to the extremes. The light side is that we visit these paradise islands. The dark side is that things often break aboard the boat, so we also have to work super hard in adverse conditions.
We're installing new hose.
Beautiful. See through it. Not black and gunky like the last one. Preventative maintenance is our attempt to stay ahead and keep things from breaking. But there are so many systems on the boat that many times things break and then we have to fix them mid-ocean or wherever we are. While sailing offshore, out of sight of land, it quickly dawns on you. There's just one system that is absolutely not allowed to break aboard the boat, and that is the rig. A failure in the rig could lead to the mast falling, and that is simply something we can't deal with at sea. That's why we flew Ian across the world to sail with us, make pizza, more importantly, re-rig Nesi.
You can put us anywhere you want.
Yeah, but
Is this our crane?
That's our crane. Yeah, that's gonna do the job.
It's not too rusty.
No. We'll see what the driver looks like.
It's mainly the issue of the storage, I guess, huh?
Sounds like an issue with the storage. There's plenty of room in here. We just have to be creative. The cart with the wheels, that's the tricky part, moving that mast around. But to me, that's not only a crane, that's a cart with wheels.
I bet the girls will love driving that thing. Ian Weedman is a master rigger who runs the world-renowned Brion Toss Yacht Riggers shop in Port Townsend, near Seattle. He has tons of experience, but as we discover in a few days, that crane's huge iron hook would pose one of the greatest threats Ian had faced in his career. We needed that crane to pull the mast off the boat so that Ian could properly re-rig a catamaran the size of Nesi.
Sorry. The blue spin is going to be my number 2.
Okay. The rig on a sailboat includes all the wires and the connections that hold up the mast and keep it at the exact angle needed for sailing. On a catamaran like Nesi, there is one big forestay, 2 big shrouds, and 2 sets of diamonds to keep the mast in column. Even though the rigging looked perfect on Nesi, since they were 13 years old, the best practice is to replace all the wires and connections before crossing any oceans. That was our goal, so we took everything apart, starting with the head sail that had broken during our trip to Bird Island, then removing the mainsail and boom.
To take down a mast, you have to basically remove everything from it. So all the wiring that sits inside that connects your radar and your lights and everything else that you have connected up here that runs through the boat and through the inside of the mast needs to be removed. So the boys were relaying that information yesterday, unplugging, labeling, stringing lines through it so they know how to rewire it back up, and making lots of self videos to each other. So when it comes time to reconnect, we know what to do.
You look so cozy in there, Ian.
I'm very cozy in here. I might just move my bunk into here, you know. It's actually cooler, and I could just sleep in a pretzel knot.
Yeah, what's missing from this picture is our boom. There's no boom. It's actually laid down on the deck over there with our mainsail and everything. And yeah, it's all down, ready to get the mast off the boat. We're motoring right now to the boatyard where they have a special crane because Nesi's mast is too big and heavy. And we are going to disconnect all the shrouds, the wires to hold up the mast, shrouds and the forestay, and then they're gonna pick it up. Ian's going to climb up loft to get the sling in the right location. We don't really know how the crane guys think about all this, but we'll find out.
That little slot right here will be our little home for docking the boat.
I got through most of the book last night. I missed the chapter on critical steps, but how important can that be? Because we're not stepping, we're unstepping. So, whatever. I'll make sure I read critical steps before we put it back in.
How many times have you done this outside of the U.S.?
Outside of the U.S. 0, Christian.
Yes! You're a virgin!
We're going to have a big crane come in and pull the mast out of the boat today. If I were me, sometimes I am, and I was at home, I would say all the crew except who I'm working with has to be off the boat. And off the boat, somewhere on land, safe. I'm going to let him decide how you feel about that. Regardless, if people stay on the boat, you have to stay inside here. Because we're going to have a 1,000-pound mast with things that can fall off of it flying over our heads. With a crane driver I've never worked with. If something were to go sideways, it becomes a big problem very fast and super dangerous.
Does that sound good, girls? We can go off the boat. We can watch it all from the shore.
With the roof, outdoor roof over it, so it's got some shade.
But I really want to watch.
It's not air conditioning, sorry.
Here's the thing though, that's going to be the best.
That sounds like a great idea.
That's going to be the best spot to see it.
Yeah.
The action.
It's going to be a good spot to see it.
Because from there you can see the boat and the crane and the mast. If you're on the boat, what can you see? You just have to look up and like your neck's going to get sore.
Mama, let's go off.
Okay, let's get off the boat.
You want the sling under the shroud.
Yeah, you just look.
And just suck it right up under. Yeah. So when you say lock it, I'll choke it. I go around, back through the eye, and choke it. You're good. Okay. Okay. Our procedure is a little different because we're going to sling the mast at the very top, which is going to make it very butt heavy, which means we couldn't have otherwise manipulated it when it comes to the ground. Like to pick up the butt so it gets horizontal, but we're going to pick it up from the very top, swing it over there, and then when it's hanging, the forklift's going to come in and grab the butt and go. He's going to lower, and the forklift's going to lift, and then we're going to set it right down on the cranes. Have fun.
Everything was going just fine until the crane driver made a big mistake. And that's when the iron hook turned into a monster bowling ball.
Get that out of here!
The iron hook banged hard on Nesi's mast, twice vibrating the entire boat just a few feet above Ian's head. Nobody could believe it. Thankfully, Ian was okay. He's a superb professional, and with his steadfast, calm personality, he kept his cool and got the job done.
Okay, right off, thank you. Stay with me until I stop.
Oh, so come turn with you.
Turn with me all the way, and then I pull back. Exactly. So we don't use half the way. You go back.
In typical Seychelles fashion, since it was 12 o'clock, all the workers in the boatyard simply left for lunch, leaving the mast hanging dangerously from the crane, including the driver himself. But after the hook incident, nothing surprises. Our nerves were rattled, but the mast was off the boat, safe and sound. Now we had to race against time to get the rigging done in a few days before Ian's departure and our next trip to test Nesi, in preparation to sail hundreds of miles to Madagascar the coming month.